So welcome everyone. We are November the 5th. This is Kitson from bi-weekly meeting. So a reminder to be nice to each other during the meeting. So let's go in. Do we have a note taker first? Anyone willing to be the note taker?
I can try to take.
Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen first. Let's zoom in a bit here. I don't think there's anyone new to the call, so we can skip the welcome, unless I'm wrong. Okay, let's keep it. Billing review. So Mario posted on Slack basically some reports. I think most of the findings are accurate. I'm not sure I want to go over all the billing over all the cloud providers. So if like anyone has a question, feel free to raise your hand or drop in the chat. Yeah, I think we're pretty much good.
Yeah, Mario is here. I'm not sure if he's able to speak, but I can go ahead. There's actually a couple of billing things. So first thing on GCP, we do see quite a raise in the monthly spend. I think more than 100K. But that should be because of the scaling tests, because my understanding is that Mohammed is now increasing the scaling tests, so we spend more budget on that. And he's also planning to do something like 6K scaling test and something like that, so we will see even more uptick in the billing of the GCP side.
Well, for GCP is more like we have more than one project running a 5K node test. That's what's happening. And basically I think it's like 3 tests running 5K nodes, and those are queue. That's why we see an uptick in GCP. In the intent to basically burn the remaining budget before they expire on GCP. And also trying to see if we can migrate away from legacy tooling we are using for CI and instead use kubetest GitOps.
Yeah. I mean, so far we should keep it monitoring, but I don't think GCP is in risk. It shouldn't be in risk. On AWS side, we are also seeing some increase, and this is in part due to scaling, in other part due to a registry. So registry is seeing some more traffic. Now that can be because of many reasons. It can be, I doubt scaling is a reason because scaling is mostly in GCP, but there is some increase, I think about 8% or something like that. And K8s is also increased. So now my question about K8s, how are we doing there? Because I know that CNCF was paying for that. Are we actually making any movement on migration? What is left there?
It's the upstick of cost is related to the migration of the E2E test. So what's happening is basically all the E2E tests running inside the CNCF account no longer run there and basically run on our organization. That's why you see the upstick of costs. And CSCF basically stopped to pay that at the end of the year. We transfer our credit to CSCF account and they use that to pay for the cost of it.
Okay.
there's an email from AWS somewhere that was telling that basically each month they basically transfer something to CNCF, and CNCF use that to pay the cost of K8s running inside the CNCF account.
Okay, yeah. But is there like, could we estimate how much are we done with the K8s migration? Is there a lot left to migrate? Is it mainly migrated? Any estimation
It's
about that?
Our assumption is like it's fully migrate, but because I don't have visibility on the account, I need to check with CNCS about this. It's basically telling me what's remaining. But my assumption is basically, everything was fully migrate. Everything from the DNS zones to the S3 bucket. No, the S3 bucket's still not migrate. It's like one thing remaining, but it's no longer used because we disable a few things to make it happen. So I need to
Okay.
basically check with CNCF during KeepCon and see what's remaining.
Okay. That's good. So then that explains AWS side as well.
Yep.
I have one more comment about billing, but it's not related about AWS and GCP. It's about Fastly. We are
Yes.
seeing quite an increase in traffic for reasons that we are not sure about. Uh,
Uh, I would say you saw a 10% increase in the traffic, which is not that much. You saw an increase in numbers, but basically compared to the bandwidth of like 3 months ago, you just see basically 10% of increase.
well, it is going up and down. Like this time we had like 3.8 petabytes of traffic in October. In like September it was 3.1. It is like going up and down. This month was the largest we ever had. We don't know exactly the reason why. And one thing that would be interesting, and that is my question, do we have any way with Fastly to figure out like what's the most popular file, like that, what's the most downloaded thing that's contributing to that much traffic? Do we have any way to figure that out?
Yes. Yes, but for a very short time. Because basically for a long time, Farsi made the assumption to not basically log everything. There was like when you basically use a Farsi service, they will not log the activity. So what I did last week or 2 weeks ago, I configured if the Farsi service to send log to Datadog. So I think maybe by end of the month, we might basically get like we might be able to identify which file had the most downloads or which version has the most downloads. So we need to basically work with Datadog, basically see if we can be that granular when it's come to basically versioning file and binaries download. But now we have logs, so it should be doable. It should be possible by end of the month. I say
Okay.
end of the month to basically to have a large window of samples.
Okay. That's not bad. Then we can revisit this after the end of the month. Like it is
Yeah.
not too bad, not something we need to take action on at the moment because we have a lot of margin to the limit, but we should keep an eye if it is increasing, decreasing at what's happening.
The thing is like it's gonna be really difficult to define to basically say if there's a problem or not because it's about downloads of binaries and like there's DDoS protection enable at the account level. I'm working to enable DDoS protection at the service level. Beyond that, any form of abuse is possible, but I'm not really worried because the cache. So it's a read-only system, and the problem should be on Fastly, not on us. If we reach a threshold, like 10 petabyte per month. Let's say 10 petabyte per month. We can renegotiate the bandwidth agreement. We have to get more and ask about basically how to identify if there's a problem or not. Because right now, it's like either basically macro event made it happen that, oh, yeah, Broadcom dropped the Bitnami thing, and now people using batteries directly from us. Could be happening on the registry. There's like the things like that happen. So it's really hard to identify. Another thing is like we don't want to basically track IP addresses because there's a PII info and GDPR thing. So it's gonna be risky to at the moment we basically want to say, okay, what's happening? It's about basically maybe track the IP address or something like that. I don't think it's something we want to do because GDPR and PII.
Yeah, that makes sense. Then we will continue it monitoring.
Okay.
I mean, we will see. It's not bad at the moment. There is, like, if we compare it to January and February, it's quite bad because in January we had like less than 2 petabytes per month. Now it jumped to almost 4, but it has been relatively stable in the last few months. So it is like sometimes higher, sometimes lower. There are many reasons like CV, scaling tests, a lot of stuff. So we will keep monitoring it. If we can get some more data, then that's great.
No. Okay. Mario has his
Uh,
hand raised. Yes,
Yeah,
go for it.
I just want to jump on two other topics. So regarding DigitalOcean, I deleted a lot of old artifacts that were there lying around, like unassigned networks, unassigned disks, backups that are older than 10 years and stuff like this. We managed to get DigitalOcean down again a bit, but we are still spending too much from what we get as a grant. So I tried to ping someone in the DigitalOcean channel, but CNCF also has a hard time to reach anyone from DigitalOcean. So if you have anyone who is working on the DigitalOcean stuff, please send them my way. And
I might know
for
someone. Yeah,
okay,
might know
this
someone.
would be great. And on Azure side, we are also overspending. So yes, we have now the new grant and we have still budget, but that's everything fine. But looking at 2026, our end of 2026, if we continue our spend there like we spend it, we will also go over budget. So this is something that I still need to figure out the details. What is the overspend there? But yeah.
Can you? Okay. I think the one thing is like, okay, KubeCon is coming, so I would say maybe try to talk to those people during KubeCon, CNCF, Microsoft, DigitalOcean, trying to figure what's happening. And for Azure, one thing would be great is basically have a breakdown per resource group of basically or per SKU. Two options, like a breakdown per resource group / project and a breakdown by SKU. So we basically know exactly what's costing the most. Because it's good to know if basically there's a possible overspend next year, but we need to be granular about basically what's costing the most. That would be great if you have that information. If not, let's talk to people on the Azure side during KubeCon. I think we lost Mario. So this is for the recording. Okay. Anything else? Okay, I don't think we have an AI review. Need an update. We have an open discussion. Oh, Ben is not here, but I can talk for him about this. So the idea is basically there's a new project, which is called basically, which is about build in your front end for test grid. I would just like, yeah, let me see. Okay, so I was talking with Ben about this last week, and I gave up some kind of like plan to roll out that new UI under a new DNS entry, and basically share that with the community so we get early feedback and possible help to improve the new UI. Because currently there's like, if you go over this conversation, or maybe it's not here, like there's like a few performance gap, a few things that doesn't work yet. So I think the idea is like basically have like a new endpoint we can expose for the new UI and like see what's happening. Not see what's happening, but more like trying to gather feedback early and try to improve the new UI so we can migrate from the existing test grid to the new one. For this record, currently test grid is hosted inside Google, which is not great because basically there's like, if something's happening there, we can't do anything about it. But given nothing happened over the last few years, I'm not really worried about this. But it will be great if we can basically have like full ownership of the workload. I think that's basically what's Ben was, the TLDR was basically what Ben was like wanted to talk about. So I think the idea is like get a +1 from K8s-Infra to like get a new project and new resources to run that new UI. I would say +1, unless someone else like want to oppose to it.
Yeah, +1 definitely.
Yeah. Any question regarding that? Okay. I think we covered the agenda. So if there's anything else to talk about, otherwise I will give you 26, no, 36 minutes of your time. Going once, going twice, and see you in 2 weeks. For anyone
See you.
going to
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. For anyone going to
See you.
QCon, maybe I will see you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.